This was the once abandoned train station that had an almost $1 billion renovation by Ford.
Michigan Central Station. It also played a pivotal role in the Great Migration of Black Americans to the north.
For 30 years, this once great Beaux-Arts style building lay abandoned. This former fourth largest city in America with a booming automotive industry took a sharp downturn in the 1960s, losing more than 60% of its population. And this station became a symbol of Detroit's decline. Michigan Central Station opened in 1913, designed by the same architects as New York City's Grand Central. It was inspired by the bathhouses of ancient Rome. In the Grand Hall, there were 29,000 Guastavino tiles soaring 54 feet above the marble floors. During World War I, more than 200 trains left each day. It proved to be an efficient way to transport troops to the East Coast for deployment. In the 1920s, Henry Ford, the man who made it possible for the majority of Americans to buy their own car, started buying land around the station in order to develop it. But plans were canceled due to the Great Depression sweeping the nation. By 1971, Amtrak took control of the station. They tried their best to restore some of it, but they ultimately closed it down in 1988 due to low ridership. Through the next 3 decades, almost every window was shattered. Graffiti covered the walls. Ornamentations were taken. A frozen lake formed in the basement, and even a colony of bats made it their home. But in 2018, Ford had a vision to see this building return to its former glory. So they bought it. More than 3.5 million gallons of water were pumped out from the basement. 3,100 employees painstakingly worked on brushing, cleaning, and rebuilding the 18 stories of what was once the tallest train station in the world.
There was a big discussion on what to do with the graffiti. I was waving my hands going, you can't paint over it all, you got to save some of this. And we saved it in this one area where you can see what it would have looked like.
This station also played a pivotal role in the Great Migration, where between 1910 to 1970, more than 6 million Black Americans migrated from the oppressive conditions of the American South to parts of the North, the West Coast, and here in the Midwest.
Henry Ford had the audacious idea of paying everybody $5 a day, whether they were black or not. Well, that was like you were a sharecropper in Mississippi. That was like hitting the lotto. Between 1910 and 1930, the black population in Detroit, you ready for this? Increased 1,900%. One historian said that Detroit was ground zero for the Great Migration, and Michigan Central was their point of entry.
Recently, Ford hosted a special preview of the new PBS documentary series, Great Migrations, here in Michigan Central Station.
Be sure to check out the documentary series Great Migrations on PBS. Stay curious, my friends.